President Trump is sparking debate after urging Republicans to put control of elections in federal hands. He said this on a podcast with former FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino.
Peyton Spellacy shows us what both parties are saying and whether it is even legal to nationalize elections.
The Republicans should say, we want to take over. We should take over the voting in at least 15 places. The Republicans ought to nationalize the voting.
Right now, the states run the election for the president. It's a system that's been written into the Constitution. So the question is, can that change?
There's nothing in the Constitution that enables a federal or a partisan takeover of elections.
Joshua Katzenberg, a UNM law professor, says the Constitution is difficult to change. It would require an amendment, which means getting approval from majority of Congress and 3/4 of the states.
Now, that doesn't mean the president won't try it, and that doesn't mean that the courts won't go slowly, or even one or two hand-picked federal judges might find some unique avenue of constitutional law that's never been tried before. But I'm very confident that the Constitution itself would not permit that to happen.
The Democratic Party of New Mexico says nationalizing elections wouldn't just change the Constitution, but the very framework of democracy.
America was built on checks and balances, the three: the legislative, executive, and judicial. And when you put so much power in the executive, I think that weakens our democracy.
We asked KOAT political expert Brian Sanderoff about the president's motive.
I do think that Donald Trump is expressing frustration about his 2020 election loss.
But as Bernalillo County Clerk Michelle Kavanaugh says, just because someone loses doesn't mean an election is rigged, adding the system is designed to be airtight.
We have watchers, we have challengers, we have multiple political parties who are witnesses.
Peyton Spellacy, KOAT Action 7 News.
The Republican Party of New Mexico is not available for an interview. Well, Secretary of State Maggie Toulouse-Oliver writing, Trump's call to nationalize U.S. elections is deeply troubling, contrary to our Constitution and to the longstanding traditions of American democracy. New Mexico has the best run elections in the nation, and that is a testament to the integrity, professionalism, and hard work of our state and local election officials.